All right, kids, when my Yuca Con mojo is doing itself in the Instant Pot, I have it in the 6-quart. I'm gonna be doing my pollo asado in the 8-quart. So just to start off, I'm not sure if you guys remembered, but I did a Costco haul, and in that Costco haul, I showed you guys this big 20-pound pork shoulder. And they call it pork butt or shoulder butt, but it was 20 pounds. What I did was I cut that in 4, and here is a quarter of it. This is 5 pounds of meat, and it's been marinated overnight in the Chef Merito Mojo Criollo marinade. I did not add salt, I did not add garlic, I just let it sit there in the mojo overnight. This is probably sitting probably 10 hours now, 12 hours. So that meat is well marinated. I did cut up in chunks so that the meat and the marinade is distributed very evenly throughout the Ziploc package, and I don't have to worry about, you know, sticking a hole inside. You could cook it whole inside the pot, but for the sake of making it easier to shred later, it's easier to just have it, cut it up in pieces. So all you need for this recipe really is just your pork shoulder, 5 pounds. It's a lot of food, but my husband eats, and my daughter loves puerco. So, you know. Back to the recipe. Ya se me olvidó y ahora no sé. Oh yes. So you need the pork shoulder, at least 4 to 5 pounds. I used a whole bottle of the Chef Merito Mojo marinade. You can also make your own mojo. I've done it before. I just prefer to buy it because it's easier and you don't have to work on the ingredients. But if you don't, you can go online and look for a mojo marinade. It consists of orange juice, lime juice, olive oil, garlic, onion, salt. You know, not very hard. You can easily make it if you have the ingredients at home. So for this recipe, I did a whole bottle of the Chef Merito Mojo marinade. I dumped it in my pork overnight. I'm gonna use a whole onion cut into 4s, so in this type of format, just cut into 4, and like 10 to 12 garlic cloves whole, as well as a teaspoon of salt. That's all you need for this recipe, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start the recipe now, one by one, step by step, so you can easily get it. I do want to let you know and keep in mind that this recipe is not something that's done very easily. Pork needs to be cooked very, very well. And because it's such a big, huge chunk of it, it takes its time. So I'm probably going to give it anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how much volume there is I see in the pot. And then just go from there. All right, so first things first, I put some oil in there. I put my pot on saute, because we're gonna brown all our pork before. I have a bowl right here next to me so that once I'm done with the browning part, I put it on here because there is a lot of pork and I'm gonna have to do it in batches, like 2 or 3 batches. So I would say a good 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Make sure it's really brown on both sides, and then just transfer it to your pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and deglaze my pot. I don't have a lot of burnt bits, because I use I didn't use the liquid, but the meat came so marinated that it was already letting go of its natural liquid. So I didn't even have to add more onion. So you're gonna go ahead and add all your marinade into the pot, and you're gonna add all your meat inside the pot now, in its marinade. Your onion in 4 quarters. And a bunch of garlic. And once that's done, you're gonna go ahead and close it up. And I'm gonna put it for 90 minutes because I have a crap load of meat in there. I wanna make sure that it's nice and tender when it's done. So I'm gonna pressure cook for 90 minutes, but if you have a smaller pot or less meat, 2 or 3 pounds, I would definitely start off at around 45, 50 minutes and open it up. And if you feel like it's not cooked enough, then you just give it an extra 10 or 20 minutes or whatever. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll see when this is done. I'll see you in 90 minutes, people. 90 minutes, that's a long time. Guess I gotta do laundry. I gotta force myself to do laundry. Urgh. All right, guys, life got busy, so it did its whole rotation, and it was sitting now for an hour and 24 minutes. So check it and see what we got. I forgot to note that if you do want it on the more crispier side, just literally turn off your pot, put it on saute, and crisp it up a little bit on the outside if you didn't brown it from the beginning. That's actually what I am going to do. I changed my mind. I'm going to keep this, I'm going to strain this with a thing. I'm going to reserve the water and the liquid that it was cooked in. But I'm definitely going to, look how easy it breaks up, guys. Super easy. All right, so I went ahead and drained the liquid. And I'm going to add my meat back to the pot. It's already ripped up. I didn't even need to fork it out, like, you know, spread it out. It's already ripped up lechon status. If you want to go ahead and brown up the edges, which I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put my Instant Pot on saute. And I'm going to brown it up a little bit more. So I'm going to fry a little bit of the lechon to get a more crispier meat. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You're more than welcome to do that. If you like it more on the wet side, then go ahead and do that. But either way, it's going to stay inside the pot because later on, when it's ready to serve, I'm going to go ahead and toss some mojo and some fresh onions on there. So looking forward to it.